Hi, and welcome to More to Advertising here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Jeff Swartz. I'm really excited about my next guest, Jenny Stiven, who is the owner of Clio Consulting, which is a very unique consulting group that focuses on the digital and social marketing strategy, development, and management in the entertainment industry, but also has even like a tighter niche within the sci-fi or quote unquote geeky kind of brands as well too. So, me being a geek as well too, I am very excited to have her on. Thanks for being on the show, Jenny.
You bet. Happy to be here.
So, this is a really cool niche that you've carved out. Can you share a little bit about what CeeLo does for your clients and how you got into it?
You bet. So I fell into digital a long time ago, early, not to date myself, but in the early 90s. And I've always been a geek my whole life. And I was very, very lucky to literally fall into getting to do digital marketing and content starting in video games because I was a gamer. And then from there, it just kind of steamrolled. And when I kept working for agencies or on my own, what kept happening was, especially at the studios like Fox, is that at that time, nobody really cared about the geek titles. Nobody really cared from a digital perspective about pushing aliens or predators or, um, even Bond at that time. And so I got to be in charge of those. And then I got to be more and more and more in charge of doing digital marketing and digital content and behind the scenes for shows like The Strain and other things that were right up my alley. So that became my niche. And once I decided to go back to full time consulting, one of the things that I wanted to do was to focus on the fandom and connecting the fandom with their favorite IPs. And I feel like studios miss the boat a lot of times on that. And that's what I do. That's my happy niche. I get to be in my geek space all the time.
Yeah, I love it when I hear when people take their passion and actually turn it into their work. That's always exciting for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really neat too that, over the last many decades, nerdy stuff, geek stuff has become really cool. There's Marvel,
I
there's
know.
gaming has just exploded, right?
Right.
And so has kind of information and technology. And I know that you have a strategy component to what you do, and there's so much content out there, so many places for
Right.
people to get info. How do you weed through
Right.
it to get to the right audience?
It's hard. I mean, finding our space in the white noise, especially as geekdom has become more mainstream, can be really hard. And so for my clients, a lot of what you have to do is hone in on where their audience is. Don't try to do the big net. That's not going to work, at least not from my point of view. Maybe for other brands, that's what you need to do. But when you're looking at, for instance, I'm working on a brand new sci fi franchise and its focus is supernatural vampires guardians. Well, I'm not going to throw a huge geek net into a lot of areas and content areas that aren't going to be where my audience is. So that's the first thing. You got to know where your audience is, go to them. And then you got to hone your content so that it makes sense to what they're looking at and what they are excited about right now, not what you think is going to work for your client or your brand.
Yeah, so understanding your target audience, right? Because we can say sci-fi, we can say geekdom and everything, but
Right,
within there, like me and my sister are great examples. She's very much on the sci-fi space age stuff. I'm very much more on the
right,
kind of like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, a little bit of magic that gets my attention kind of thing. So
right.
with the new age of technology as well too, you had mentioned that before we started recording that you've been able to do some really unique things, and we only got 1 minute left, but the technology has opened up for you to do some outside the box things. What's your one of your
Right.
favorite things that you've done that's a little outside the box?
Working with the companion app and doing an AI script, which for Stargate, for instance, which is a franchise that still has an amazing audience worldwide, but we don't have any new content. We worked with Lawrence Moroni over at the Google AI Labs. He's head of it. And we created an AI script with the original owner, Brad Wright, showrunner of Stargate. And we've done it for all three of the shows. And it's been pretty amazing. And we found our target audience and they flipped
That's
out.
awesome. I love. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it's actually speaking to them, right? Which is important, and then they
Right.
appreciate that. So,
Right. And
Jenny,
it's
we're
different.
already out of time. Yeah, absolutely. And we're already out of time. I appreciate you coming on this. I was really excited to have this
You bet.
conversation. So thank you for the
Thank
time.
you.
You too. And thanks for watching this episode of More to Advertising. If you want to get in touch with Jenny and CLO Consulting, we're going to have all of her information at dailyadbrief.com. And until next time, have a good one.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.